I was a service member in the United States Air Force. I joined the service in October of 1987. I joined because of love for country being one, education being two, and travel to see the world. My career field in the service was a unique path. I had two career services. The first one being security service, and then I cross-trained in the Air Force to a political military analyst. During the first half of my career, as a security service, I guarded priority resources around the world, basically communication sites, priority resources, aircrafts, communication crafts, and then when I cross-trained over, a political military analyst, I pretty much did intel briefs for 4 or 5-star generals around the world at different locations, both in the Air Force and in joint service, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine. I did serve in the combat. I served in Desert Shield, Desert Storm. I served in Operation Enduring Freedom, and I also served in conceptual wars, that's the war on drugs. I deployed numerous times throughout my career, pretty much as an operation during the war on drugs. I went to both Colombia and Panama to help with their issues, whether it might be drug trafficking through Panama or insurgency in Colombia. And then I also deployed to Saudi Arabia for Operation Desert Shield, Desert Storm. And then I virtually deployed to Iraq and Afghanistan under the UAV missions. The wartime situations affected me and my family in different ways. Pretty much we're a strong family, close-knit, so we travel and do everything pretty much together. So the most significant way that it affected us was the distance, the missing of special events, birthdays, anniversaries, and the like. I missed several birthdays. As my younger son was growing up, I missed a larger portion of his life because I deployed more during my second son than my first son's birth and life, so I missed a large portion of his life. That was hard on him because he didn't recognize me a lot of times when I came back, and we had to reintegrate and reestablish that bond, father and son bond. Hard on my wife, his mom, because she had to be pretty much a single parent during the time I was not there. So that's the most significant way I think wartime affected us. One of the ways we managed and overcame the issues was basically when I deployed the first time, we had what was called morale calls. So once a week we were given a 30-minute chance to call back home, talk to the family, try to catch up on what happened during the week, and stuff to that effect. Later on, during my deployments, Skype and other virtual aspects came into play, and we were able to see each other more and actually Skype and talk to each other and see each other's facial expression and visual expressions. I think that was a big improvement because on the phone, you're only able to hear the voice. So you hear the quivers, but you're not able to see the facial expressions and so forth. So when Skype and stuff came along, that allowed you at least to get those nonverbals that you would get when you talking face to face. I think what I learned most about myself during times of war is basically that I'm stronger than I thought I was. A lot of times you feel isolated and alone in those situations, even though you have a great team around you. You feel like an individual on a desert island, for the lack of a better word. So I learned that I had a lot of stuff that I had to get to know me a little bit better. And once I established those getting to know me, I felt that any external forces were irrelevant. I got to know me. I was well versed with myself, and I felt better about myself. So that was one of the biggest challenges of deploying and being away during that time. I think going back to the isolation portion, for them it was the same experience. I'm there one moment taking care of issues that I normally do, whatever they may be, as far as paying bills, taking checks. We each have our role in life, so I'm fulfilling my role, and then when I deploy, I'm out of that role, and it all falls back on my wife. So in regards to her, I think the biggest thing was me not being there and her feeling the burden of what is normally easy to me, because she has the things that is easy for her and I have the things that's easy for me. So what's normally easy for me falling back on her, and then she having to fill up and take those roles in and figure out how do I do things, what's the easiest way to do things for her. And then for the children, it's just that integration of having dad there and then not having dad there during the times I deploy. Basically, some of those spelling bees in schools and math bees, all those math and school events that I would normally attend, I wasn't able to attend. So as they see other fathers there attending events with their family, I was absent, and so it kind of gave them that feeling of being an absent dad type role. So some resentment there, I noticed, as once we integrate back, that you have to massage those relationships again and get them back to the way they were. My position at Commerce, I'm currently the Deputy Assistant Director for the International Operations Division, and that's within the Bureau of Industry and Security Office of Enforcement Analysis, which is a long title, but it basically saying I'm one of the assistant managers for our team. I came to Commerce in November 2011, which seems like forever now, but it was just around the corner. And they brought me here from Department of Defense, working some of the same issues that I worked under the Department of Defense, as far as political, military analysis, integration, getting a team up and operational. So that's my role and responsibilities under the Department of Commerce. Pretty much I grabbed and brought all those aspects, security aspects, political, military analysis aspects with me when I came to Commerce. My role, the job that I originally got was with the Strategic Intelligence Division within Commerce, and we pretty much vet foreign entities on licenses, export licenses. So that role pretty much meant that we had to use all those aspects, use my security know-how as well as my political, military analysis, as far as what countries are doing, where are they looking at, and how are they doing it. I believe that the purpose of Black History Month is to pay homage. As I went through the military, I noticed that my job was pretty much broken ground by people that were before me. A lot of them were African American men and women who had struggled, fought through being isolated, both physically and mentally, segregated against, and Black History Month is paying homage to those individuals who paved the way for me to do what I'm doing today.